Hey guys, it's Blitz, and today I actually wanted to do a Bakugan video, but the mail came a little earlier than expected, so instead I'm going to be doing an unboxing for Variant Lucifer. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And I actually have two of these, so let's check if I get the rare chassis. And one of them, first one out of the box, and no, this is just a regular one. Alright. And second one, also just a regular one. That's fine. Let's get everything out. Alright. So here it is. Starting off with the driver, which is Mobius. And it's pretty free spinning. It looks a lot like a bearing, but it's a lot flatter, and it has a sharp tip in the center. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. And we got 2D. This is the interesting part, the most interesting part, I would say, of this bay. Because when it spins really fast, I'm sure all of you already know all this, but it has blades that come out, create like a shield around it. It's a pretty terrible gimmick, but you know, kind of cool. And last but not least, we got the ring and the chip. So this is Variant and Lucifer, and the chip's actually pretty special on this one, so let me snap that out. As you can see, it's actually made of metal right there, so this will be heavier than the other sparking chips. Let me pull out the scale and I'll do a little comparison. Alright, so here we are with the scale. Hopefully you guys can see the numbers on it, and I'll go through each part. The part I'm most interested to see is the sparking chip, Lucifer, and that is 5.62 grams. So I got a couple of other chips for comparison. Here is Uranus, 3.05, Satan, 2.88, and we got Longness as well at 3.04. So yeah, Lucifer is quite a good, well, not quite a bit, but a good chunk heavier than these guys. The ring, which is Variant, I'm pretty sure this thing's going to be pretty light. It looks kind of small. 5.81. So yeah, the ring weighs almost as much as the chip, which is surprising. Here's first, which is 6.09. It's kind of hard to see. There you go, 6.09. Curse, 8.56. And the heaviest ring we have so far, which is Rage at 14.43. Yeah. So yeah, Variant is pretty light. The lightest one I think we looked at first is also pretty light too, though. The double chassis. 46.87. So let's take a look. Here is 3A at 44. So this is heavier. Let me get some more chassis, whatever to look at. 1A 45.3. I'm pretty sure 1A was the heaviest, but now it's definitely 2A. Let me see. It's either 1A or 2S that was the heaviest. So 2S at 45.3. So yeah, 2D is now the heaviest double chassis we have. And the last part, the Mobius driver, looking pretty cool. Yeah, 7.69. That's about average for a driver. Maybe a little on the heavy side. 6.82. And Universe 8.7. So yeah, it's kind of on the heavy side for a driver, but still not that much. Spins really well though. Checking out the weight of the complete combo, it is 66 grams on the dot. For comparison, we got Uranus 58.59, Hyperion 60.04. We got Helios 58.91. Satan 56.46. Brave Valkyrie 66.07. So this is the first one that's heavier than Lucifer. Mirage Fafnir 63.15. We got Ragnarok 64.7, it looks like. And what I'm pretty sure is the heaviest bait we've gotten so far, Rage Longness at 68.34. So Lucifer is quite high up there. There's only 2 bays that are heavier than it, and Brave Valkyrie was just by like a hair. So this is a pretty heavy bay. You know, let me get the stickers on it, and then we'll do some test battles. And here it is with all the stickers on it, and I gotta say, I really like the look of this bay. The stickers, they don't really add too much, just these green little bits on the end of the spikes and these flames on the chip. But I really like this color scheme. It's like sickly, but in like a cool way. Looks really good. I really like the pink for the little petals or blades or whatever. And I really like the eyes, how bright they are and how they contrast it. They almost look like they're glowing at some angles. And speaking about the blades, let me get the instructions here. This bay actually has an awakening gimmick, so as you can see here, these little blades are supposed to break off, and then you'll have like a more like these sharp points on the chassis that make contact, and it'll be a bit more aggressive. Honestly, I think it's going to be a lot better once it awakens. I don't think these blades are going to do anything helpful at all. I think it's just going to hurt the bay. But it is still a pretty cool gimmick, how it has like a barrier that goes around it. But I'm glad that it's at least legal once these things break off. And they shouldn't be too hard to break off, since they have this little like, I don't know, what we call it, like a canal in the all along it that'll help it like break off. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun base, but yeah, we'll have to see that. Let's get right into the test battles. I have no idea who won that one. overall, variant Lucifer is an interesting bay. It doesn't seem to be that good, but also isn't completely terrible. It does really good against the left spin bays, Rage Longness, Mirage Fafnir. King Helios did really good against those, but it struggled a bit against the right spin bays, especially Ragnarok, Valkyrie, and Hyperion. It didn't do too well against Uranus and Satan. I feel could go either way, but yeah, it might be able to get some wins against Valkyrie and Hyperion if it can catch them on a tornado ridge and knock them out. But overall, I just feel like this thing does best against the left spin bays. So yeah, it's not super useful, but it has its uses. The sparking launcher that came with this, I do not like this thing at all. I much prefer my LR launcher, both of them, but these things, I didn't find them very comfortable to launch. It might just be my preference, but I didn't like using this thing. So yeah, I do think this bay is worth the purchase. Even though the combo doesn't seem that good, I think the parts that come with it make it worth the purchase. Mobius, I'm going to say, is a great driver. 2D, I feel like it would be a lot better once it's awakened and all these blades are torn off. But I do think in the future it could see some use in some dual spin combos once we get a dual spin ring. So I think it might be good in the future. It's not that good right now, and I think it would be better. I think it would actually be good as is once it's awoken and these blades come off. And the Lucifer chip is also a great part to have, especially since Solomon is borderline impossible to get, and metal sparking chip cores are like $60. So yeah, the only part on this bay that I think doesn't have some use or isn't worth anything is variant. I don't know how I feel about this. It's not completely terrible, but it's not very good either. It's really hard to tell how useful this would be when barely ever makes contact because of these blades. But there are parts on this bay that I do really like, and I think that makes it worth paying for. But don't be expecting too much out of this stock combo. Anyhow, that's it. All I have for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.